Video 12. Don't make this mistake when paying your Shopify taxes. You are running your store. You are making $100 a day, $1,000 a day. Oh man, $10,000 a day. And you're dreaming about that Ferrari you're gonna buy. And then the IRS comes huffing and puffing and blow your door down. Because you probably assume that, yeah, Shopify just pays your taxes. They don't. You do. Hey guys, Alan Chen CPA here. In this video, we want to go over a simple but often mis-Google question. Yes, I just came up with that term, mis-Google. It basically means when you try to Google something and you believe that the first answer that Google gives you is correct, when oftentimes that may not be the right answer. So a lot of online businesses come to us thinking that Shopify submit taxes on their behalf, and then their job is done. Maybe they think so because Shopify has a sales tax collection feature they can turn on, or it's because maybe they sent you some tax forms, during tax season last year, and they reported your revenue on there. But nope, that tax form is for informational purpose only, and it just aids in you filling out your taxes, because ultimately it is your responsibility to pay the appropriate amount of taxes to the various government jurisdictions. Since we are here, let's talk about the taxes you as a Shopify owner need to be worried about as you run your business and need to be made aware of. There's federal income, state income tax, LLC tax fees, sales tax related to your home state, sales tax related to economic nexus, and sales tax related to physical nexus. You should focus your attention on these categories in order to make sure you can cover your bases when thinking about what part of your profit you should reserve for your taxes. It is very, very important to set aside possibly 20 to 35% of your profit in a separate bucket or account just for these potential tax payments that we just talked about above. In fact, it's probably highly encouraged. Another tip will be to start making estimated payments to the IRS. What does that mean? Well, a common mistake business owners make is assuming that tax time is only during April 15th. While for business owners who are making six figures and more, this starts to become less and less true. For the six-figure plus business owners, the IRS actually expects you to make quarterly payments. That's right. That means every 3 months, you should be thinking about how much profit or revenue your business is going to make and what tax bracket you will fall into, and make an estimated tax payment to the IRS and your state government if you live in a state that collects state income tax. This is important to do as the IRS looks down upon underpayment of taxes and will charge you a penalty during tax time if you do not make timely quarterly payment. To avoid this, make sure you start submitting your tax payment on a quarterly basis. Don't wait till the end of the year to do so, or you will get penalized. Now, that covers number 1, number 2 in our list. What about LLC tax fees? LLC tax fees is often forgotten by business owners, but it is important to keep track of it because you have to register, especially if you're registered in a state that has LLC tax fees. If your LLC will make more than $250,000, you will possibly have to pay a fee, especially in California. LLCs must estimate and pay the fees by the 15th day of the 6th month of the current year. Let me show you what California looks like. Look at the chart. As you can see, it can start becoming quite steep, right? And if you don't pay on time, you will be subject to penalties and interest above that payment that you have to make for LLC fees. Yeah, I would start looking at your state's LLC structure and see if that applies to you. Now we're going to turn our attention to sales tax. We have several videos on sales tax already on this channel, so I won't go too deep here. But the idea is that you have to have a good grasp of the timing of each state's sales tax rule to make sure you're in compliance with all the states that you have a large concentration of customers in. Only this way will you ensure you won't have to pay too much in sales tax and can avoid paying unnecessarily to states that have more lenient sales tax rulings. Make sure you also do this check on a quarterly basis, as some states have rules that as soon as you cross the sales tax threshold for that state, you have to start paying. A common figure for you guys to think about in your head is the number 100,000. If you cross 100,000 for a certain state, you may have to start remitting sales tax immediately. So what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is definitely to not rely on Shopify to handle your tax situation. Even if they could, I wouldn't rely on them. They are not professionals, they're not CPAs. Even if there's a function built in to help you prepare your taxes, I would highly recommend you take those figures to a CPA that specializes in the business you're in to ensure you're getting back every single penny you deserve. That's the type of boss move you should be making for your business as a CEO or founder to continue to keep your cash flow flexible and use it to create more revenue opportunities for your business to scale it to even higher level. To the moon, everyone. So, I also want to emphasize that with everything that we just mentioned above in this section about paying your taxes, do not hide from it. The worst thing you can do is pretend it doesn't exist. The worst thing you can do is to fall behind for many, many years and then try to catch up. Because one, not only does that mean that you're gonna have to get professional help for it, because it's gonna start getting really complex when you're 2, 3, 4 years behind. But two, you're subjecting yourself to a lot of penalties and interest, and you're gonna get a lot of letters and get into a lot of compliance issues as you start to grow your business, especially if you're trying to do partnerships, do JVs, even if you're trying to sell your business later on. They're gonna do an audit. They're gonna do due diligence on your business, and they're gonna see that you still owe taxes to the government. And that's the number one thing that could possibly shut down the deal that you're trying to do, right? As you're trying to grow your business, you don't want your tax liabilities to be a hindrance to why you couldn't go scale higher or do even better in your business. That's the one thing that will really, really screw you over if you don't watch out for it. So make sure you jump ahead of it. Make sure you do hire professional help if you don't want to handle it yourself. Or if you do want to handle it yourself, make sure you understand all the intricacies. Make sure you can cover all your grounds, right? And you can always do a combination model where you do some yourself, hire out for some parts, and this way you still feel like you're in control of the situation. The most important thing here is to not get behind. Make sure you look at it at every year, and as you cross mid 6-figure, make sure you start looking at it every quarter. I would highly recommend, if you don't want to do it yourself, hire someone that understands your business to handle it. This way, you know and you can trust that your sales tax and your tax situation is in the best hands, and that they can maximize your tax savings for you. Because who wouldn't want someone to give them and let them know that, hey, I found some free money for you. Here you go. Here's this big pile. Anyway, with that little spiel out of the way, if you'd like to learn more in depth about topics like this, please check out our link in the bio for our online course titled Tax-Free eCom, Hyperdrive Your After-Tax Profit, to learn how you can save tens of thousands of dollars on your taxes every year, and business strategies that will open your eyes on all the advantages you should be using that billion-dollar companies like Amazon and Facebook and Apple use to grow their business. You don't want to miss out on our limited time pricing we have going on right now, which is sure to blow your mind because there's tens of thousands of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars of tax savings inside this course. Our students have loved it and have said the return on investment is hilariously high. Awesome. Well, that's it for now. I hope you guys all learned a great deal from these videos that we put out. We want to keep making this type of content for you guys. So if you find it useful, and also if you find that your business is looking for an all-in-one solution to save on taxes and have amazing bookkeeping done on your behalf, then you should click on the link below in the description, book a free consultation call with FCF agency, and we would love to see if we can be a great fit together. Remember, we only take on clients that we think we can really, really help. So if we don't end up working with you, that doesn't mean anything. It just means that we don't feel like we can maximize your tax savings. So we wouldn't take you guys on if that's the case. That's just our policy. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a like and subscribe so you don't mix out on any tax advice that will help your online business grow to even higher grounds. And of course, it will motivate me to provide more value-packed business and tax videos for you guys out there. Thank you so much, guys, and we wish that your business keep being successful. Have a great day out there. See ya.